Hey, it's Mark. I went through some scans today and I didn't really see much that was interesting. There was not really any supernovas that were good, and gap downs not so much either. And a lot of a lot of stuff's just kind of at a uncertain point here. Like there's just a lot of rallies from the lows, like even the charging stocks, and a lot of stuff's rallied even a little bit. So it's pretty hard to get a read on the for me on the direction for the major indices, but I'm just gonna look at them. Well, one of the ones I did find was this the LAZR actually. It's been on my watch list as a breakdown trade for a long time, and it's still acting pretty well as a breakdown trade because it hasn't really rallied with everything else. So it's kind of near the lows. So that's probably one of the more promising ones that I actually found, and I didn't find much, or even looking through my watch lists, like it's got a bad reaction off of earnings. So if it breaks down, below 3.0, like three to be safe, it's probably a good one of the better setups out there. And yeah, like I was just looking at the S&P, and it's kind of like the Nasdaq. It's got just kind of rallied for a long time, and it it held that key level there. Like that was that channel there is that the big level. So to me, it looks like it really wants to keep going. Whether or not that happens, we'll see. But the fact that it's holding still above that level, and it's been a couple days, pretty much, just about. So it looks pretty bullish, just from the major levels it's holding, and the Nasdaq's kind of the same thing, but it's already pretty far above that level. And but the main thing I was watching was this downtrending channel. It just it held that really well when it broke out of it, so it looks bullish too, really. Of course, that could change because it's not breaking out, but to me it seems pretty likely it could just catch resistance from the past and come down, but we'll see. But it's just pretty tough to know the direction from here. But I would say just off the technicals that it's more bullish, but it's still pretty overbought. That's the only thing against it being bullish, because there's going to be pullbacks eventually. I haven't looked at the banks in a while. Yeah, the banks are pretty messy. Just like I think like IWM is the same. I mean, it really looks like that could be a channel support there. It's like trying to catch a. It could catch support about right there, and I've seen that in other charts too. And if you look at the volume, it kind of looks like it might be doing that. So it may try to break. If it breaks above that flag there, that's a long setup. Because it did print a hammer too, and in the past it's printed hammers. When it was about to make a run. You know, even back at that low in October, and then there in late October printed like three hammers in a row. So you basically got two here because it printed one the other day. But it's like tomorrow's the big day to figure out what it's gonna do. But yeah, I mean, it has it going as a bullish setup too. So as I'm looking at these, I'm kind of leaning more bullish actually. But I really don't like to trade I'd rather trade stocks really than these, but the XHB, it hasn't even broken that level yet. It's still testing, so that's interesting. It's still, I guess it's just a little weaker than technically than the other ones, but that could, I mean, it looks like that could turn into like a consolidation, but it's less bullish to me at the moment, and semis are pretty much just like Qs, and so yeah, charging stocks, they're trying to get a bounce here. Like that might have been, it might just be like a short bounce, short covering bounce. It's not really convincing of a bottom there on that one. Yeah. So these are doing pretty well, because I got puts on a lot of these, or I think all of them maybe now. So they're doing pretty good considering, how fast the market's rallied here. And then CZR, yeah, a lot of stuff is coming up on these major levels, like threatening, to either bounce or, break down again. So a lot of them are pretty hard to read. Like the kind of stocks I trade, usually they're in that spot, where there's no signal really. And the oil, yeah, the other one I looked at was oil. Oil might be trying to bounce here. Let's just look at the futures to see what it really looks like. Yeah, well, that's even nastier. That's yeah, it's got a clear descending channel going, and looks like it's trying to pop out of that when the futures open tonight. But yeah, I thought if you look at USO, it looks like it's catching levels, but the actual futures themselves are pretty bad. I mean, the trade here is just a short, really. If this little rally here fails at that channel resistance, I'm still getting over this sinus thing. Like I think I got like a sinus infection last week, and then it went into my chest, and I got like bronchitis. So I'm still getting over that, but I'm a lot better today. So yeah, that's pretty much all I looked at. Like I was thinking of going through more scans, but uh, there's not a lot of long setups or short setups, because like I was saying, everything's kind of like that threatening breakdown, but not quite. And some stuff's rallying. But to me, like the technicals were pretty more bullish, for continuation. But I haven't checked the gap down scan the past couple days, or Friday I didn't check it, but just not a lot to report back on. But that's okay. Like I just haven't been trading, probably because I was really sick too. But it looks like it's been pretty tough. Like I was looking for some squeezes, but like the market's not even really squeezing anymore. And it's like a lot of stocks. I think maybe there's like a minor one going on these, like the BLNK looks like a squeeze. So I may like hedge that with calls maybe. But that's about it. That's about all I wanted to talk about. So catch you next time.